So the film has an interesting story, I think, because here you got these two people who grew up in this remote sort of area. We come out to the coast, we come into the city, and there's a lot more going on, there's a lot more happening. And then we decide to sort of, you know, take this trip, and we head into the interior, and we sort of come with this different perspective, this renewed perspective that we've gained being away from it.
Okay, sweet. I gotta roll because we're just Howard's shooting me right now on the top of the phone. There was no plan for this film. It was just a road trip through the Kootenays, redoing the Thelma and Louise scenario. It was kind of a mix between reality, what was going on, and fantasy, the characters that we were playing. The film was really supposed to be more about Thelma, but it became about Louise as well because Chad needed a counterpart. So as co-director or co-producer of this film, I had to fill in the roles that weren't there. So it was an incredible film to make in that way because we had the freedom of it being loose without being stuck to a plan. So it was weather dependent. Whatever happened, whoever we met along the way would make our film. But at the same time, we were making a project. We were making a project of Thelma and Louise, but Thelma as a man and his return back into small town Kootenays.
You know, I'm going with an identity that I've grown into, and Chloe's going with an identity, Louise is going with an identity that she's grown into, and I start to see and face fears, you know, almost, you know, challenge them by pushing an envelope, you know. It starts with a scarf, it starts with like sunglasses, a little bit of flair, you know, the accents, just kind of bringing it on, and as you get into that role, you really like start to feel the roller coaster of emotions where you go up in your like certain mindset lets you say, I'm ready to do this. You start to think a lot about your life that existed prior to your new development.
Thelma started out as Chad himself, as a gay person coming from the city back into the hometown where we were going to, and he started dressing up as the part. He started dressing up as a, I don't know, a drag queen, a transvestite. I don't really know what the correct term is for that. And as he did that, he started to really feel this part.
Thelma ascends into another echelon of her, you know, Thelmadom.
I think in Caslow this film is a bit more difficult to make, just in terms of his safety. When he wears a dress like that and walks around quite a redneck town, I'm a little concerned for his safety, and I feel like that's been a little bit difficult, and I almost feel like he feels the weight of that.
You like my dress?
He loves your dress.
So here I am, you know, getting presented with these different opportunities to sort of really develop the character, develop Thelma. And it's a really great feeling for me, you know, because I feel so comfortable in my role, you know, and I'm walking around fully in drag, and I just think, God, you know, I almost understand now what it's like to want to be a drag queen. I never really did feel like I identified with drag queens, and I always was very accepting because I recognized, you know, personal, you know, freedom. And then I get my cake and I eat it too, you know. I get the scene with Brad Pitt in the end, you know. It's too good to be true.
We would meet a Brad Pitt character along the way, and he would be the one that gets Brad Pitt. He would almost seduce this straight guy.
Knowing that this premise here, this Thelma and Louise premise, needs to have the man, you know, Brad Pitt, where's the Brad Pitt gonna come from? All of a sudden, holy shit, it's like, there's Brad Pitt, and he's down. He's so down to be objectified, and, you know, we begin to do these roles, and it's funny because, you know, he's just owning the role.
Since you came along, you sexy thing.
So there's definitely a lot of satisfaction, I guess, in having faced those fears, almost challenged them and confronted them, and come into someone who I could be if I wanted to.
Just make it very assertive and make it objective. And that's not what I'm dealing with here. I'm dealing with very subjective and passive experiences.
We decided to kiss anywhere except the mouth. Hey, remember that time when my favorite colors was pink and green? Hey, remember that month when I only ate boxes of tangerines? So cheap and juicy. Tangerines. Hey, remember that time when I would only read?
I feel like that yellow dress makes him look kind of dumpy. But I'm not going to tell him that because I want him to wear the dress.